The 1977 Spider-Man film was made for television and served as the pilot for the TV series The Amazing Spider-Man. The story follows Peter Parker, a college student who gains superhuman abilities after being bitten by a radioactive spider. Peter Parker, played by Nicholas Hammond, discovers his new powers, which include super strength, agility, and the ability to cling to walls. As Spider-Man, he decides to use these powers to fight crime and protect the citizens of New York City. In this film, Spider-Man faces off against a villain who uses mind control to force people into committing crimes. The film introduces key characters such as J. Jonah Jameson, the editor of the Daily Bugle, who is skeptical of Spider-Man and often portrays him as a menace. Notable characters: Peter Parker / Spider-Man, played by Nicholas Hammond, the protagonist who gains superpowers and becomes Spider-Man. J. Jonah Jameson, played by David White, the editor of the Daily Bugle, who is critical of Spider-Man. The 1977 Spider-Man film set the stage for the subsequent TV series, which continued to follow Peter Parker's adventures as Spider-Man.
The film follows the origin story of Peter Parker, a high school student who gains superhuman abilities after being bitten by a genetically modified spider. Peter, played by Tobey Maguire, discovers he has enhanced strength, agility, the ability to cling to surfaces, and a spider sense that alerts him to danger. Initially using his powers for personal gain, Peter decides to become a hero after his uncle Ben, Cliff Robertson, is murdered, and he learns the lesson that with great power comes great responsibility. Peter adopts the alter ego Spider-Man and begins fighting crime in New York City. The main antagonist is Norman Osborn, Willem Dafoe, a scientist and the father of Peter's best friend, Harry Osborn, James Franco. Norman becomes the Green Goblin after an experiment goes wrong, giving him enhanced abilities and a split personality. The film explores Peter's struggles with his dual identity, his romantic feelings for Mary Jane Watson, Kirsten Dunst, and his confrontations with the Green Goblin. The climactic battle between Spider-Man and the Green Goblin leads to Norman's death, but not before he reveals his identity to Peter, pleading for forgiveness. The film ends with Peter choosing to distance himself from Mary Jane to protect her, embracing his role as Spider-Man. Notable characters: Peter Parker / Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, the protagonist who gains spider-like abilities and becomes a superhero. Mary Jane Watson, Kirsten Dunst, Peter's love interest and aspiring actress. Norman Osborn / Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe, the main antagonist who becomes the Green Goblin. Harry Osborn, James Franco, Peter's best friend and Norman's son. Uncle Ben, Cliff Robertson, Peter's uncle, whose death motivates Peter to become Spider-Man. Aunt May, Rosemary Harris, Peter's caring aunt who supports him throughout his journey. Impact: Spider-Man, 2002, was a landmark film in the superhero genre, praised for its emotional depth, character development.
Spider-Man 2-inch, 2004, is a superhero film directed by Sam Raimi, featuring Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker or Spider-Man. It is the second installment in Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. The film explores Peter Parker's struggle to balance his personal life and his responsibilities as Spider-Man. Main plot points: Peter Parker faces difficulties in maintaining a balance between his life as a college student and his duties as the superhero Spider-Man. He also struggles with his job and his relationships with family and friends. Mary Jane Watson, played by Kirsten Dunst, Peter's love interest, has a complicated relationship with him. Peter finds it hard to express his love for Mary Jane because he is trying to protect her from danger. Harry Osborn, played by James Franco, is seeking revenge against Spider-Man, whom he believes is responsible for his father's death. A new villain, Dr. Otto Octavius, played by Alfred Molina, emerges. After a failed scientific experiment, he becomes Dr. Octopus or Doc Ock, with mechanical tentacles and a plan to destroy the city. In the end, Peter must decide whether to continue being Spider-Man or return to a normal life. His confrontation with Doc Ock and the need to protect the city lead Peter to choose to remain a superhero. He also finally expresses his love for Mary Jane.
Spider-Man 3, 2007, is the third installment in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, starring Tobey Maguire as Peter Parker Spider-Man. The film delves into themes of revenge, forgiveness, and the darker aspects of Peter's character. Spider-Man 3 received mixed reviews from critics and audiences. While some praised the film's action sequences and performances, others felt it was overstuffed with too many characters and subplots.